Today's live is called Do Not Let the Process Punk You Out of the Promise. Do not let the process punk you out of the promise, which is what most of y'all are doing right now. You're letting the process punk you out of the promise. So let me give you the definition of the word process. It's a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. And it also means a processes describe how things are done and then provides the focus for making them better. And how they are done determines how successful your outcome will be. So God has put processes in place for the promise.
I'm going to get straight to the point. This message is for Tiffany Montgomery. Now, you all who have been rocking with me for a while, you know I don't name people. I don't get up in people's business. I don't talk about other men and women of God. But when the Lord gives me a word, and it's so encouraging, I've got to deliver it. This word is for Tiffany Montgomery. Some of you may be confused about her role in the kingdom, but be assured that she is a chosen vessel of God. And though she may come out harsh and she may come off a little rugged, well, God will use everything in her personality to contribute to what it is that he has called her to do. So get out of your feelings, you all. It's not about personality. You have to look at the fruit of what a person is sharing, what they are doing, their actions. And I know that she can come off a little harsh sometimes, but let me just tell you that some people, they have to hear it the way she is delivering it. All right? And I want you to get out of your feelings when you're dealing with this woman and understand that she is a Jael. That is what the Lord put in my spirit. She is rocking with the spirit of Jael. Many of you who do not know Jael, is probably because she's one of the most understated characters of the Bible. Woman of God. In Judges chapter 4 and 5, you will find her. Many people talk about the role of Deborah because Deborah was called to awaken the people of God, to turn their hearts back to him. She's a mighty prophetess of God, a mighty judge, and she does have a powerful role. But there was another woman of valor named Jael, and make no mistake about it, Jael is what many can never dare to dream to be. Because with her tent peg, she nailed the enemy. Oh, it was gruesome. It was bloody. It was harsh. But she did what she had to do in order to secure the victory for God's people. Well, you see, Tiffany Montgomery is of that spirit. She's going to say and do things that many people wouldn't dare to say or do because it could come off offensive. But she's not playing with the enemy, you all. She's come to do a job, and she's got her tent peg nailed, and she's going to slam that hammer in the enemy's head. And it may look gruesome, it may not look so good, it may not sound so good, but she's got to accomplish the will of the Father. She's part of this dynamic kingdom of men and women of God that are on assignment. So be careful not to speak against her, okay? She is a chosen vessel of the Most High. And I just wanted to share that with you all. I want to share with you a little bit about who she is. She did a live the other day, and the Lord gave me this word for her actually this week, but I've been busy trying to get the other words God gave me, but I said, this is perfect timing, because what she said, and she was basically telling people about how, basically grow up, get some thick skin. If you're going to be able to rock with me, you're going to have some thick skin. But I'll let you hear what she said for yourself. Take a look. And just so you know, Tiffany Montgomery, if you ever see this video, be encouraged, and stay on mission.
Because what I don't want y'all to keep doing is asking me the same questions over and over again. And we answered those the first day. And so, it's very good and all of that. So please refrain from asking me any questions concerning your situation if you have not watched every video and you have not done every homework assignment and you have not read the additional supplemental books and all of that. Somebody also asked me, Tiffany, is it okay for us to watch TV after 3 p.m.? I said, yeah, as long as you've watched every single video, you've read every single book, you've read every single scripture, you have done every single homework assignment. I don't know where you'll find time to watch TV if you've done all of those things, but as long as those things are done, I don't see why not. If those things have not been done, I think you have an addiction to TV. I think you've made it an idol. And I think that we have another thing on our list that we need to renounce and come out of agreement with, because when you're fasting, you really want to put all of your attention on the things of God. One thing I thought was so powerful is yesterday during day 10, I mentioned how I'm not really for wimps, right? God has called me to build up warriors. And at Covered by God, we build bolder believers. And I gave an example of how I was like an Olympic coach, right? I'm not a kindergarten coach. Whenever you play basketball at a kindergarten level and you fall, the coach normally comes over and kisses your boo-boo, right? If you have a scrape on your arm, it can be imaginary. The coach comes and kisses your boo-boo. Well, I'm not that kind of person. I can care less about your boo-boo. I am more like an Olympic coach. And if you ever really watch the training for the Olympics, that the woman could be pregnant during track and field and have the flu, and the coach expects her to be out there still training while she's throwing up on the side, pregnant with the flu and everything. They don't care. Why? Because they only have one time in 4 years to win the medal for their nation. Well, guess what somebody told me? They told me that the Olympics is actually in 2024. What are the odds? Because I had no idea. But what are the odds that the Olympics are in 2024? And I gave that analogy. And so my analogy is even more powerful today than it was yesterday, because we are training for something. And right now, you might not be winning the Olympics for your country, but you are certainly winning the Olympics for your bloodline, right? And you may have, one in every, 4 years. It's just my analogy or the revelation. So we don't have time to play around with this at all. We don't have time to fall behind. We don't have time to complain and murmur. We learned yesterday, we were reminded yesterday that the children of Israel never made it into the promised land because they complained and because they murmured. And we learned that the definition of the word complaint was to suffer from an illness or suffer from pain. And we also learned that the cure for your complaining illness is patience, and to become a patient. There's a difference between the word patient and being patient. Patient is you're going to become a patient to the great physician, which means that he's administering the medicine needed for you to heal from the illness of complaining and murmuring. And you're also going to use patience because that is the cure. It is to wait on God. It is to, just wait on God. That's all we can do. You can't do nothing else, no way. So it's best to learn how to do it the proper way. Today's live is called Do Not Let the Process